Good morning. This is Luang Por Sumedho speaking from Wat Amaravati in England, and at the request of Professor Dar in Delhi regarding how to deal with reactions to the COVID pandemic, how to cope with the fear, anxiety, and worry, mental states like this, very negative, unpleasant, painful reactions to an existing condition that is worldwide. And this is a world problem. Every country in the world is being affected by this particular virus, this pandemic that creates this mental state in all of us who fear about dying, about death, about loss of loved ones, friends and people we know in our families and our society. And listening to the news about the problems of India at this time, one expresses a feeling of empathy, sympathy, and concern for the welfare of people who are victims of this particular problem. The Buddha pointed out that the world is this way, and in this way we begin to accept old age, sickness, and death is the natural phenomena that we all experience. But rare is it that we have such an opportunity to reflect upon an increasing danger, not only to old people, the natural process of old age and death, but also the way that this pandemic is affecting the youth, the young people, and members of our immediate family, in which we feel the danger. When they pass away, when they die, then we feel grief and loss, which are natural emotions for human beings. And so the world is a dangerous place. There's a lot to fear in it. And even though in some circles we try to suppress fear or just follow it. There's two extremes. One is just following the fear and becoming increasingly frightened and paranoid and neurotic with it, or trying to resist it, suppress it, get rid of it through various means of distracting the mind to something else. And the Buddhist approach is one of very direct, using the situation to be the observer, the witness to fear. This is something to fear, the COVID pandemic. So we all naturally fear the news that we hear on the mass media. It creates this aroma, this mental state reaction to the existing condition that we hear about or we actually witness in our own families, in our own societies. But the way to deal with it in terms of Dhamma, of using the present situation for awareness, is to be aware of fear, not following it or trying to resist or suppress it, but being the witness to fear is like this. Fear is the conditions and the worldwide conditions at this time create this condition of fear in the minds of most human beings. And so this is just the natural arising of a primal emotion that's part of the human condition. But our willingness to reflect upon it, to observe it, not to follow it, grasp it, or resist it, but to witness it in terms of it is like this. Fear is this way, and fear is a condition that arises and ceases. And if we're patient and with the state of mind that we're experiencing, allowing it to be what it is, it will cease. So we begin to develop wisdom in regards to the natural character of conditioned phenomena such as fear. Since it arises, it also ceases. Rather than trying to make it cease out of desire to get rid of it, we patiently allow it to be what it is and accept it. It is the way it is, however way you're experiencing it, whatever the emotion or feeling that each individual has in regards to this condition, it is the way it is. This is a kind of truism, but this is a way of expressing the way of dealing with the natural conditions that we have to experience in our life. There's always the fear of death is a kind of common one, because death is something that we will all inevitably experience. And before we die, if we think about death, if we think about our parents dying, our friends dying, or our family, it's something none of us want. We want good, healthy citizens and friends and family, good health, youth, and are the desirable states that we enjoy. But also being born in this realm as a human being, in a sense realm where we have to feel and experience pleasure and pain, success and failure, praise and blame, and then of course, what can we do other than observe it? This take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha is my advice. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. In this ancient Pali language, is a good way to help to allow yourself to accept what you're feeling without resorting to the one extreme or the other. And so I offer this as a reflection, hoping that it will benefit you and your life in dealing with this particular problem at this time. I send my blessings and best wishes.